Greetings, metal community. Yes, finally back with another update for you guys. It's been a while, a month or so. Been busy, but also had Corona a couple of weeks ago, and still not totally back in full shape. But drinking water. But yeah, I think my voice is good enough to last the video at least. Have a lot of stuff to show. My inbox is overflooding with new stuff, so I'm just gonna crank into it and don't waste too much of your time. We are playing the new Vanhelgd in the background. Another excellent cover by Matthias Frisk, the vocalist guitarist in this band. Atropos Doctrina out on Dark Descent. There is the logo, but I feel that, you know, the logo would probably not look as good on this board. Apart from the first album, they have always had these kind of framed artwork, which I think is cool. Big fan of this band. Death metal started off a little bit crusty on the first albums, but they have turned more kind of in a black metal. At least some more black metal to them now. I can crank it up a little bit so you can hear it. Yeah, as I said, it is death metal, but especially on this album I feel that they have included more black metal elements, more black metal feel to it, or atmosphere. If you want, the vocals are also a little bit more blackened and raw than on. It's kind of been a gradually change. The lyrics are just in Swedish, so a lot of you won't, understand them. There is no English translation. We are getting up to 651. So I don't know. Is there still 50 new songs coming from this project, and then they will end it at 666. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, again, fantastic cover art by Matthias Frisk. Another killer album. Awesome. And kind of, as I said, the kind of more black metal feel to this album. It's a nice change. It's happened gradually. It's not like they suddenly. They have just become a little bit more atmospheric on their last couple of albums, and this is a banger. This might easily end up on my top 10 list. We will have to wait and see. Next up, we're going to Turkey. This album came out last year, I think, on FDA Records. This is Abolish, From the Depths. Really heavy, chuggy death metal. I would say most mid-paced up-tempo. There are some faster parts as well, but really good shit. And the young lady on the vocals, you can see her in the middle there. She has a very good voice that fits the music very well. Not all the female growlers are, always at the top, because it's a kind of a demanding task for females to sing as brutal as this, but she does a really good job and fits, as I said, the music really good. I've been spinning this album a lot the last couple of days and really liking it. I had it on my kind of to pick up list from last year, but there was just too much stuff last year to pick up, and I'm really glad I picked it up, because this is quality death metal, chuggy, as I said, fist pumping death metal with great vocals, of course, on black vinyl. Vanhelgd is also on black vinyl. Dark Descent is one of the great labels that do print most of the stuff in black. There's no point in printing other colors, in my opinion, as you know. Hope you have seen Jürgen's great video about stuff that I'm sure you have. I like that video, Jürgen, if you're watching this. Another album that I kind of wasn't sure that I wanted to pick up is Apparition with Disgraced Emanations from a Tranquil state. This album is fucking good, but there is clarinet here and clarinets or whatever you call it on the end of the second song on first side. It's just a small piece, but pretty annoying, but I could live with that. But the second or fifth track on the album is just a pathetic, awful clarinet wankery shit. It's not tied into the music at all. It's just something that doesn't fit the album. Right between two great songs. Don't understand why, because they destroy a fucking great death metal album with this shit. So stop it, guys. It's not fun. It's unnecessary and it's totally crap, in my honest opinion. And it kind of annoys me because this album would have been top 10 for me if it hadn't been for that shit song. That instrumental on side B is just fucking waste of space. And kind of ruins a very good death metal album, in my opinion. So I mean, if you're okay with, you know, saxophones and clarinets in your metal, you will probably like it, but I think it's just fucking shit. And you know, it's not a build-up or connection to the song at all, and sorry for ranting about it, but I get annoyed when people destroy their music with that type of shit. It's so fucking unnecessary. But yeah, apart from that, great death metal. Stick to that. If you want to make, go and make a jazz EP with that fucking shit. If you absolutely must have that, you know, do an EP called Extreme Jazz Fuck Up or whatever. Yeah, sorry. I was trying to be kind of calm about it, but I couldn't. My heart starts pumping when I hear that shit. Just annoys me. Yeah, then we're going on to France and the new Skeletal within Corrosive Continuums. These guys was known for their HM2 Swedish worship, but this album has no HM2 pedal. I kind of like that. I'm a bit tired of the HM2 pedal, but Skeletal was one of the great bands to do it. You know, they did it right. But this is more US style, and a fucking awesome cover, by the way. I don't remember who made that cover, but let's check it. Cover painted by Alexander Gjerdik Kjøtt. Sounds very Norwegian. But yeah, more US. The first side there is a little bit punky, crusty. Not autopsy-wise, but I think it's a little bit to do with the drummer. It's a new drummer on this album. Second side is more technical and more interesting for me. I really like the side B here. It's better than the side A, and it has a great instrumental at the end. A long instrumental, but it works very well. I'm normally not a big fan of instrumentals, but these guys have pulled it off. So it's kind of a little bit the album kind of builds up. I think in terms of how they perform their music, it's getting just better and better throughout the album. And as I said, side B is more technical, slightly progressive death metal, but yeah, quality release. Of course, if you like the previous, HM2 Worship, still go and check it out, because they haven't turned bad at all. They just changed their style slightly, or changed their sound really slightly. So yeah. Killer collage here as well. I do really like these collages. So yeah, it is old school US death metal worship, and gladly they have a tiny poster of the cover. I will try to show it because it's so small that this might end up on the wall because it's fucking great painting, but I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but it's massive. yeah, absolutely killer artwork, and this will look nice upon the wall. So I might put it up there. Out on Hell's Headbangers, and again, you know, proper black vinyl with their cool logo on it. So yeah, do go and listen to this. As I said, if you're kind of a little bit underwhelmed by the first side, go listen through the whole album, because it really gets there in the end. Did that for me, at least. Let's see, another new one. It's time we're going to Portugal with another killer album. This is Phenocryst first album, Cremation, Pyre. They released a EP back in maybe 3 years ago or something, 21. Don't remember quite. That had a little bit production problem for me. I think the drums were a little bit too up in the mix on that one, but this album is fucking great. Kind of dirty, filthy sounding, great chuggy kind of riffs with awesome leads. The leads here are great. They are kind of Death Doomy leads, but they don't play Death Doom. They just play, you know, mid-paced up tempo. There are some blasting here as well, death metal. The vocalist is a little bit. The vocals are a little bit kind of not clear. They should have been clearer. It's a little bit kind of sounds like it's a little bit muffled on the you know, mic or something like that. But still a great vocalist. But you can't really hear what he's singing, and it's kind of a little bit too murky. That's the only thing I'll have to complain about this album, because this is a absolutely banger of a death metal album. So if you haven't checked out the new Phenocryst or the first album from them, go and do so. This is a banger of an album. This might end up on my top 10 list this year. Blood Harvest, quality label, and yeah, the inner is quite cool. Lyrics and what we want an inner sleeve to be, and or inner, you know, paper, whatever you call it. And of course, black vinyl. So yeah, we can show a couple of more. It's only been 13 minutes. As I said, I haven't planned how many I'm gonna show. I'm just gonna wing this video totally. Some of these albums have been laying around for too long, so I quite... Well, we can end with... we can show these as well. Yeah, picked up the new Göden album, you know, used to be called Winter. Yeah, they have kind of... the first album was way too long. They have half the time on this one, but it's still kind of especially the kind of synth parts here are a little bit too monotonous and boring. I shouldn't say that because Tony Pinisi passed away, I think earlier this year. He's the synth guy. He also played with Winter. And you know, if you like Winter, you can go check it out. It's a little bit slower and more kind of suffocating than Winter. Especially the vocalist here, she has a very monotonous but very cool voice, but it's very monotonous, and that's kind of what Göden is, very monotonous album. If you like that style, go and check it out. I'm not totally sold on this album yet, but I'm glad they kind of didn't make such a long album as they did on the last one, but I would have preferred them to have a little bit less of the kind of ambient stuff here. I'm not the biggest fan of that, but go and check it out. It is special and unique sounding, so and slow. yeah, we can show this album, which is awesome. Hyperdontia, seen this shown on several videos. Ben Scooter cover, Harvest of the Malevolence, out on Mesaku. Yeah, I don't need to say much about this album. It's quality death metal, and a lot of you guys have already picked it up, so I'm just a little bit late to the party. And of course, once again, black vinyl, a little bit dust. I was out of this polylined inner sleeves, so I need to get hold of them, but the place what I normally buy them, haven't had them for almost a year now, so might have to find a new vendor for it. But yeah, awesome artwork, awesome death metal as well. I think this album is a step up from the previous, which didn't grab me as much, but yeah, great death metal. Last three here is kind of reissues from the same band. We can start with the first one. Finally got this on vinyl. It's Edge of Sanity, Nothing But Death Remains. It's been remastered by Don Swanner. I don't know how... I mean, remasters are kind of, in a way, a little bit useless. It sounds very good, don't get me wrong, but I would love to have the remix, so I have ordered the CD as well, because the CD versions of these reissues this time has a remix and a remastered version, so I'm more curious about the remix of this album, because the drum, especially the snare, is kind of a little bit up there. I really like this album. I think it's a fucking killer debut album by a killer band. Tales and Maze of Existence, yeah, Angel of Distress, probably my favorite on this album. So yeah, glad to finally get it on vinyl, and it sounds very good. Compared to the CD, I would say it sounds a little bit better, but you know, it's hard to compare an original CD with a remastered vinyl. Also picked up Purgatory Afterglow. Again, remastered. I think this album kind of sounds better on the original CD. It's a little bit heavier. This is kind of a little bit cleaner sounding, but it's kind of lost a little bit of the bass, I feel. But again, a great album by this band, and Don Swan has done a good job on the mastering. Again, this is also released on CD with a remix version and a remastered version, so I have of course ordered that as well. I ordered that straight from the Svanö shop, so but he didn't have vinyl left, but Duplicate sorted me out with the vinyls, so I'm very pleased with that. You can always trust on Duplicate Records to get in the good stuff, but if you haven't got this album, you can get it now on vinyl and CD. You might pick up the CD version to get the remix. I'm just saying. I'm basing that on because this was also reissued now with the remastered on side A and the remix version on the side B, and the remixed version here sounds so fucking much better than the remastered or the original. I have the original on CD. The main thing they have done here is, you know, remaster is kind of, you take whole soundscape and just kind of blow up the sound a little bit. When you remix stuff, you can take track by track and balance it a little better if it was unbalanced. What they've done here is, this original had a kind of a radio voice on Don Swanö, which was always annoying. On this remixed version, it's clean vocals, done without any shit. So the remix sounds fucking awesome. It's so much better than the, you know, original or the remastered. So if you like this EP, pick it up on vinyl so you can get a remixed on vinyl. Yeah, 20 minutes, that's enough for me this time. I will be back pretty soon with more stuff. I do have black metal, heavy metal, thrash metal, more death metal, so yeah, it won't be a month till the next video for sure. Thanks as always for watching. Vi hörs.